Hello, I'm Willie from the Ozarks, and we are ready for our May the 2nd lesson in A Course in Miracles Workbook for Students. Lesson 122 in A Course in Miracles Workbook for Students. It's the original edition. Forgiveness offers everything I want. Forgiveness offers everything I want. Today I have accepted this as true. Today I have accepted the gifts of God. We're going to be saying that to ourselves many times today. Every 15 minutes today, if you can. Try to tell yourself, forgiveness offers everything I want. Today I have accepted this as true. Today I have received the gifts of God. Let us read it. What could you want forgiveness cannot give? Do you want peace? Forgiveness offers it. Do you want happiness, a quiet mind, a certainty of purpose, and a sense of worth and beauty that transcends the world? Do you want care and safety and the warmth of sure protection always? Do you want a quietness that cannot be disturbed, a gentleness that can never be hurt, a deep abiding comfort, and a rest so perfect it can never be upset? All this forgiveness offers you and more. It sparkles in your eyes as you awake and gives you joy with which to meet the day. It soothes your forehead while you sleep and rests upon your eyelids so you see no dreams of fear and evil, malice and attack. And when you wake again, it offers you another day of happiness and peace. All this forgiveness offers you and more. Forgiveness lets the veil be lifted up, which hides the face of Christ from those who look with unforgiving eyes upon the world. It lets you recognize the Son of God and clears your memory of all dead thoughts so that remembrance of your Father can arise across the threshold of your mind. What would you want forgiveness cannot give? What gifts but these are worthy to be sought? What fancied value, trivial effect, or transient promise, never to be kept, can hold more hope than what forgiveness brings? Why would you seek an answer other than the answer that will answer everything? Here is the perfect answer, given to imperfect questions, meaningless requests, half-hearted willingness to hear, and less than halfway diligence and partial trust. Here is the answer. Seek for it no more. You will not find another one instead. Forgiveness offers everything I want. God's plan for your salvation cannot change, nor can it fail. Be thankful. It remains exactly as He planned it. Changelessly it stands before you like an open door, with warmth and welcome calling from beyond the doorway, bidding you to enter in and make yourself at home where you belong. Here is the answer. Would you stand outside while all of heaven waits for you within? Forgive and be forgiven. As you give, you will receive. There is no plan but this for the salvation of the Son of God. There is no plan but this for the Son of God. Forgive and be forgiven. Forgive and be forgiven. That's the gift you want to give, forgiveness, so that you can receive that offering. As you give, you will receive. There is no plan but this for the salvation of the Son of God. Let us today rejoice that this is so, for here we have an answer clear and plain, beyond deceit in its simplicity. All the complexities the world has spun of fragile cobwebs disappear before the power and the majesty of this extremely simple statement of the truth. Forgiveness offers everything I want. Here is the answer. Do not turn away in aimless wandering again. Accept salvation now. It is the gift of God and not the world. The world can give no gift of any value to a mind which has received what God has given as its own. Let's read that again. Here is the answer. And what's the answer? Forgiveness offers everything I want. Do not turn away in aimless wandering again. Accept salvation now. It is the gift of God and not the world. The world can give no gifts of any value to a mind which has received what God has given as its own. God wills salvation be received today, and that the intricacies of your dreams no longer hide their nothingness from you. Open your eyes today and look upon a happy world of safety and of peace. That's what forgiveness offers you, to be able to see a world of safety and of peace. Forgiveness is the means by which it comes to take the place of hell. In quietness it rises up to meet your open eyes and fill your heart with deep tranquility, as ancient truths, forever newly born, arise in your awareness. Boy, isn't that a beautiful thought? Forgiveness is the means by which it comes to take the place of hell. In quietness it rises up to greet your open eyes and fill your heart with deep tranquility, as ancient truths, forever newly born, arise in your awareness. What you will remember then can never be described, yet your forgiveness offers it to you. Remembering the gifts forgiveness gives, we undertake our practicing today with hope and faith that this will be the day salvation will be ours. Earnestly and gladly will we seek for it today, aware we hold the key within our hands, accepting heaven's answer to the hell we made, but where we would remain no more. Morning and evening do we gladly give a quarter of an hour to the search in which the end of hell is guaranteed. So we're going to spend 15 minutes this morning and 15 minutes this evening for the search that guarantees the end of hell. Begin in hopefulness, for we have reached the turning point at which the road becomes far easier, and now the way is short that yet we travel. We are close indeed to the appointed ending of the dream. Sink into happiness as you begin these practice periods, for they hold out the sure rewards of questions answered and what your acceptance of the answer brings. Today it will be given you to feel the peace forgiveness offers and the joy the lifting of the veil holds out to you. Before the light you will receive today, the world will fade until it disappears, and you will see another world arise you have no words to picture. Now we walk directly into light. Sounds like a near-death experience or a death experience. He says, now we walk directly into light, and we receive the gifts which have been held in store for us since time began, kept waiting for today. Forgiveness offers everything you want. Forgiveness offers everything you want. Today all things you want are given you. Let not your gifts recede throughout the day as you return again to meet a world of shifting change and bleak appearances. Retain your gifts in clear awareness as you see the changeless in the heart of change, the light of truth behind appearances. Be tempted not to let your gifts slip by and drift into forgetfulness, but hold them firmly in your mind by your attempts to think of them at least a minute as each quarter of an hour passes by. Remind yourself how precious are these gifts with this reminder, which has power to hold your gifts in your awareness through the day. Forgiveness offers everything I want. Today I have accepted this as true. Today I have received the gifts of God. I would still encourage you to write that down. It's a little longer, but we're going to be saying it many times a day. You probably won't need your card at all. But you know what? I find out that sometimes when you need it the most, it's not accessible. And it's nice just to be able to pull it out and say, oh yeah, there it is. Forgiveness offers everything I want. Today I have accepted this as true. Today I have received the gifts of God. Okay, let's go take a look in our next section in chapter 18, The Dream and Reality. And we're ready for section 2, Substitution as Defense. I'm sitting here in my potato patch, and I wanted to tell you, you can put all your, you should be able to by now put, here in the Ozarks, put all your cool weather and hot weather, and all your plants can go out now. If you're planting cool weather plants, it's maybe a little late already. But I've been having trouble with I would have had all kinds of greens planted, but with this this critter that keeps eating everything, I'm having some difficulty. But all your warm weather plants can go in now. Let me tell you about another pepper, a banana pepper. Those are real common. I'm reading to you out of the Baker Creek catalog, and it says that the banana pepper is a 60-day pepper. We're thrilled to offer this classic sweet wax pepper that has been grown by generations of gardeners. Sleek, tapered fruit reaches 6 to 7 feet long. I think they meant inches long. 6 to 7 foot longer than me. That would be sweet, but I don't think that's what the banana pepper. I've never seen banana peppers get that long. 6 to 7 inches. Instead of feet. 2 inches wide and a translucent ivory color when immature, ripening quickly to stunning red orange. Superb pickled or stuffed in salads and more. Okay, a real treasure, it says. A banana pepper, which is basically a Capsicum annuum. It's one of the, that's the genus and species of your peppers. All right, let's look at substitution as a defense. And I wanted to mention to you that, I would encourage you, maybe, there's lots of different ways that maybe I can be helpful to you as you're watching this little short devotional video, is what I think of it as. And maybe right before you go to bed, maybe when you first get up, it'd be a nice thing to help you. Some people, whichever one helps you. Have your family sit around and listen too, if they're up for it, or if you want to teach them. I think children get this probably easier than adults do, because it's what's obvious. So anyway, if you're looking for a way to raise your children, to give them some really good direction, I would encourage just let them listen to these videos. I try to make them so that everybody could understand. You may have to help them with some words if they're young children. And even us older ones, I think I get the word respite or respite. May have said it a little bit incorrectly, but definitions. I don't go into all the definitions that we probably would take time for. We had one unequivocal the other day that might have been nice to, unambiguous. Anyway, just different words that you might need to help your children with. But anyway, that's how I would encourage you to use it. Let it be a kind of an opportunity to have a devotional together, if this helps. Okay, substitution as a defense. You who believe that God is fear made but one substitution. It has taken many forms because it was the substitution of illusion for truth, of fragmentation for wholeness. It has become so splintered and subdivided and divided again over and over that it is now almost impossible to perceive it once was one, and still is what it was. That one error which brought truth to illusion, infinity to time, and life to death, was all you ever made. Wow, what was that one, this fragmentation? It has taken many forms. You who believe that God is fear made but one substitution. It has taken many forms because it was the substitution of illusion for truth, of fragmentation for wholeness. It has become so splintered and subdivided and divided again over and over that it is now almost impossible to perceive it once was one, and still is what it was. That one error, which brought truth to illusion, infinity to time, and life to death, was all you ever made. Your whole world rests upon it. Everything you see reflects it, and every special relationship which you have ever made is part of it. You have expressed surprise at hearing how very different you have expressed surprise at hearing how very different is reality from what you see. You mean there isn't death? I thought there someone died. You mean there isn't sickness? Well, I thought I got sick. Well, he's saying you've expressed surprise at hearing how very different is reality from what you see. You did not realize the magnitude of that one error. that error to think that you could be separated off from God. Oh, it had numerous forms that ended up people in a whole world. It was so vast and so completely incredible that from it a world of total unreality had to emerge. What else could come of it? Its fragmented aspects are fearful enough as you begin to look at them, but nothing you have seen begins to show you the enormity of the original error, which seemed to cast you out of heaven, to shatter knowledge into meaningless bits of disunited perceptions, and to force you to further substitutions. Paragraph 6. That was the first projection of error outward. The world arose to hide it and became the screen on which it was projected and drawn between you and the truth. For truth extends inward, where the idea of loss is meaningless and only increase is conceivable. Wow. For truth extends inward, where the idea of loss is meaningless and only increase is conceivable. Do you really think it strange that a world in which everything is backwards and upside down arose from this? It is inevitable. For truth brought to this could only remain within, in quiet, and take no part in all the mad projections by which this world was made. Call it not sin, but madness, for such it was, and so it still remains. Invest it not with guilt, for guilt implies it was accomplished in reality. And above all, be not afraid of it. And above all, be not afraid of it. When you seem to see some twisted form of the original error rise to frighten you, say only, God is not fear, but love, and it will disappear. God is not fear, but love, and it will disappear. Whatever rose will disappear with that assurance. That's why today's lesson is so important, because it does that very thing. Forgiveness offers everything I want. Today I have accepted this as true. Today I have received the gifts of God. What you give is what you receive. So you've been given forgiveness. You get to receive all what the world opens up to you, the true world. The truth will save you. It has not left you to go out into the mad world and so depart from you. Inward is sanity. Inward is sanity. Insanity is outside you. You but believe it is the other way, that truth is outside and error and guilt within. Your little senseless substitutions, touched with insanity, and swirling lightly off on a mad course like feathers dancing insanely in the wind, have no substance. They fuse and merge and separate in shifting and totally meaningless patterns, which need not be judged at all. Can we look at the world like just leaves that are blowing around? You've seen them blow in the wind on the sidewalk or in the yard, and there's no pattern. Don't try to figure out the pattern. It's meaningless. They fuse. So what's he saying? Your little senseless substitutions, touched with insanity and swirling lightly off on a mad course like feathers dancing insanely in the wind, have no substance. So I said leaves, but feathers, you know what I'm saying? When the wind comes and they just kind of move around, blowing around, leaves or feathers insanely. Don't try to figure out the patterns. You just waste all your life figuring the patterns when you can just dismiss them and say, forgiveness offers everything I want. Today I have accepted this is true. Today I have received the gifts of God. They fuse and merge and separate in shifting and totally meaningless patterns, which need not be judged at all. To judge them individually is pointless. Their tiny differences in form are no real differences at all. None of them matters. That they have in common and nothing else. That none of them matters. And that they have in common and nothing else. Yet what else is necessary to make them all the same? Let them all go. This last paragraph we're going to read, paragraph 8. Let them all go, dancing in the wind, dipping and turning till they disappear from sight far, far outside you, and turn you to the stately calm within, where in holy stillness dwells the living God you never left, and who never left you. The Holy Spirit takes you gently by the hand and retraces with you your mad journey outside yourself, leading you gently back to the truth and safely within, He brings all your insane projections and your wild substitutions which you have placed outside you to the truth. Thus He reverses the course of insanity and restores you to your reason. We want to be restored to our reason. Reverse the course of our insanity by doing what? Just do your lesson today. Be sure to take your 2 15-minute longer periods, and then throughout the day, often, every 15 minutes, he said, if you can, tell yourself, forgiveness offers everything I want. Today I have accepted this as true. Today I have received the gifts of God. Thank you all so much for joining me today. Until tomorrow, tell yourself often, forgiveness offers everything I want. Today I have accepted this as true. Today I have received the gifts of God.